What's up, guys? Here we go, day one, Homer. So I'm gonna do it first with a Sharpie, and then I'll do it again with a pencil, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so first things first. Okay, we're gonna get an eye. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. There are no such things as perfect circles unless you have a compass. Okay, so I'm gonna get another eye, but I'm not gonna draw the whole thing. So if you're doing this with pen, just don't go past that point, right? So now we have the two eyes. And then within this area here, I'm gonna draw a nose. So this is gonna be the basis, basically, excuse me, for all of the family members and a lot of the secondary characters who have this same structure. So at this point, it could be Homer, Bart, Marge, Lisa, Maggie, but we'll make it Homer because it's Homer Day. Okay, so you can already put in your dot in the middle. So there's one pupil there already starting to look, like a Simpson character. And they are wall-eyed characters, right? So the pupils are kind of facing out. Okay, now we're gonna get a little crazy here. We're gonna do a little kind of U-turn shape that kind of comes around here. Again, don't worry if it's not the same length. This is just the idea. And then from here, we're gonna draw two bumps. We're gonna do one big bump like that, and then another little bump, and then like that. And then we're gonna bring that line all the way in. There. It's already looking like Homer. And then we draw a little notch here. And all we have to do here is kind of come up and draw another little bump right there. Easy, right? I know they look deceptively simple, but they're not super. They're simple, but not easy. Okay, now we're gonna do another little bump here. Notice that these bumps are all the same size, essentially. This bump, this bump, this bump. Okay, now I'm gonna do a big sweeping line that's gonna come all the way right about here. So again, don't worry if you don't get it right the first time. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna come all the way about here, and then I'm gonna end it right here, right kind of at the eye line. You can see that this could, if you change the nose, it's Krusty the Clown. So, okay. Now what I wanna do here is draw a ear shape that kind of looks like that. And then within the ear, I'm going to draw just two little kind of notches that do that. And then I'm going to draw a line that kind of comes down here for his neck. Okay, we're almost done. And I'm going to add the two hairs to the top. So one hair kind of goes like this and then overlaps like that. You can see the hair shape is kind of like the same size as the eye, right? If we completed this hair. So always look for places that things are going to be the same size. And then I'm going to draw another one that overlaps here. Okay, there is two top hairs. And now I'm going to basically draw an M right here on the side. An M, boom, there's his side hair. Okay, and then I'm just going to add his collar, and then we're done with his head. So this line, this might be a little tricky, but it's okay. You want to draw a line that comes here and then get the sense that it goes behind his head. I'm going to draw another M right here that starts right here. M. So again, looking for letters and shapes like that that are familiar. I'm going to continue this line right over here. Draw a line right there. And then within here, right underneath his chin, I'm drawing a little kind of curved line that represents his inner neck right here. And then I'm going to complete the collar shape here. And that is Homer's head. Of course, I had to sing the music. Okay, so that is 4 minutes. I know I said these were going to be 5 to 10 minute videos. If you just draw that, then there's your Homer. Great. If you want to stick around, I'm going to show you how we would draw them on the show. So we wouldn't do it with Sharpie. We would do it with a pencil, and we would kind of start like this, like a big thumb shape. So, thumb. And then, you know, we would just kind of loosely add in these elements, super loose, right? The two eyes, just like we started here. Get the nose in there. We would draw the muzzle. This mouth shape is just one giant shape. And see, already we get a sense of, okay, that's going to be Homer. And then from there, we just refine. So we would just go a little bit darker with the pencil and really try to make it fluid. There's a fluidness to these rough sketches that are pretty nice. I'm going to add the little bump there to the top. And you know, there were rules to drawing these characters, meaning it's like two eyes to the top hair, right? So I kind of want to extend this upper head here. See, I can literally draw in very lightly two rough shape for the eyes. We would actually do this on the show. Okay, extending that head up. I can add in the top hair. It's cutting into my Sharpie drawing. Dope. Okay. Add in the M on the side. You know, you don't have to do it in any particular order, as long as you just get the features in there. The ear on the side, little notch in the ear. Big bump for the muzzle, and then a small bump. And then we can bring it over, make his big, silly smile there. And then little bump for the bottom lip, and then bring it over here. And then I'll just continue to add in that collar, big M at the bottom. Feel free to watch this video a couple times if you felt I was going too fast. I know, you know, you draw something for, well, I was 15 years on the show, so you get pretty fast at it, but hopefully you guys get the gist of it. And then the wall-eyed. And there is Homer. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. But post your drawings. I want to see them. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Marge. Make sure you have some long paper for Marge tomorrow. All right. I'll see you guys.